So more using Canary Wharf as a base, and we're now us starting to kick off in January. We're going to kick off the Canary Wharf Space Innovation Hub. So we're pretty much bringing the space industry to London and taking the lead in what we call space financial services. So as everybody knows, London is the leader when it comes to finance and banking and insurance. So all we're doing is we're just adding on a extra space sector to it. That's all. All right. Where the gaps are, we don't know exactly, but we've got a fairly good idea because we've been working this for about a year and a half. So yeah. So welcome everybody. I think this is the first one with Sadiq's here. We intend to continue to do this at least. We're going to aim for at least every week, right? With different crowds, with different themes, trying to drive the engagement and trying to be more inclusive, right? So I think that's the idea behind this, right? And also to drive their engagement. And I don't expect all the entrepreneurs and all the individuals to understand where we want to go in the space industry and also where they're going to fit in. But when you come into sessions like these here, you're going to get exposed to individuals like myself and a few of my colleagues as well from the GEC space program, and they'll share information with you, and then you can take that home, sleep on it, and then when you have an idea, then you can come back to us. So I think that's more the idea behind these sessions, to drive the community, the awareness, make sure that if you have an idea, you don't get stopped by the, by new stuff like funding or nailing down your patents, your IP, because those kind of things we've got sorted out. The accounting angles as well, but also trying to work past regulation, because around the space industry there's a lot of regulation, and everybody thinks it's just for governments. One thing you would have noticed now is everything, as you would have seen with SpaceX, it's literally individuals and entrepreneurs doing it. So we're getting the space industry on. So the space race is actually us. So we have to get it done, not governments anymore. So that's something that you'll see that we're going to drive, we're going to shape that, and we're going to do it out of this building. So yeah, does that? If anybody has any questions, so the name's Joel Singh. Just go on to Google or LinkedIn. You'll find me on there, and then just say you heard the talk from here, and then I'm happy to share information, provided we've got an NDA in place. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Did I miss anything else out? No, that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, cool. All right, everybody have fun. I think it's more of a relaxed environment. Yeah. Nothing's really formal. So as he said, everybody's just cool and chilled, and that's we intend to keep it that way. Nothing's going to be formal. All right. Okay, cool. Right.
Sorry, where did you say they can't get information about? I'll send it. Oh,
Yeah, so either LinkedIn is most probably the best way. Right. Okay, cool. Thanks, Sadiq. Yeah?
Oh. It's very difficult to run an event when you don't have a team, when you don't have like people supporting you and helping you. Today, I'm grateful Zaki is helping me with the camera. But again, one of the things about me that you guys know now is the fact that I'm all about authenticity, and the group, the community is about authenticity. It's about you guys seeing me failing in your face, making mistakes, making these errors. So whenever one day you have an idea and you start a business or you do something purpose driven for yourself, you can also understand that, look, Sadiq wasn't perfect. This guy was tumbling and rumbling and going up and down the stairs, and the camera angle one way, that camera, people in person. But the most important thing was I was always me, right? I'm always this is just me. But everybody gets to see the real version of me in these events. And one of the biggest concepts, or one of the biggest etiquettes of the community, as you guys know, is servant leadership. For me, servant leadership is about giving before you ask, before you take. So the first kind of reminder I want to start with today, before I go into the goal setting and the visioning, is that whenever you meet anybody new in your life, whether it's through social media or in person or networking or wherever, number one, work on yourself enough so you can be yourself, like your authentic self. So when you meet someone, you can be like, oh, hey, Salwa, I'm Sadiq. This is what I do. Would love to hear more about you. Tell me more about you. And you make it about others, not about you. That's how you build. The book that supported me with that long time ago was called How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's how you win friends, guys. Trust me, this is coming from a super shy introvert that couldn't speak to girls. So I learned how to do that by working on myself, by working on my mentality, by working on my mental resilience. So that's the first thing. Second, I think we can just go straight in, because I really wanted this session to be, because it's January 2025, this was the kickoff, this was the launch event. I wanted it to be about goal setting. I wanted it to be about visualization, and how can all of us sitting here right now take away something from today and then execute it in our life, actually put it into execution, rather than coming to sessions, going to events, going to fitness camps, going to retreats. You get so excited and energized when you're there, but what are you implementing when you go home? Like, who's actually holding you accountable? And that's why I have my own like accountability AI coach, right? Because it helps people to stay accountable. Because I knew when I partnered with that AI coach company, I just knew the one thing was I wasn't even looking to do that. They came to me because they saw my work and thought, this guy actually knows how to help people stay accountable. Why and how? Because through my actions, people, believe it or not, even my clients that I work with, they learn from my actions. They're like, dude, you show up every day, whether it's the gym, whether it's your business, whether it's for your community, whether it's for people, whether it's your family. I show up every day present and mindful for the people that are in front of me because I care. That's all it requires is care. I genuinely care about everybody here, for your time, for your patience today. Sorry again. But honestly, it's just having you here is like a dream for me. I can't keep and like basically repeating that enough. Because believe it or not, guys, one day you will realize when you're sitting here in this same spot and you started a company or a business or a community or something, and you're going to want to have people like this around you. But what better opportunity do you have now than to be like, oh, I can just tap into the How to Human community, go into the WhatsApp group, find a couple of people, start a conversation genuinely with them. And I already have authentic, good souls around me that I can just start a conversation with. And who knows where it can lead you. Like I met Joel 1.5 years ago and boom, today we have this space. Everybody was shocked, by the way. Like, how the hell did Sadiq manage to land this spot? It's so big compared to where we came from, a little hotel lounge in Novotel, Canary Wharf around here. And then we got kicked out, right? We got kicked out like the last minute a few weeks ago. But that's part of the story. That is part of the journey. This is all going to be part of the vlogs, the video, the YouTube channel, the community like engagement. When this becomes too big, people are going to know, how did you start, Sadi? Tell us about how you started the community. Yeah, we started in a public hotel lobby and there was nobody but 4 people that came on the screen at the beginning. 4 of us that joined online. Nobody came in person in the first one. Second one, 2 people. Then 3, then 4, and every week it just started growing tiny bit. And then Naichi and Anna, and they were inviting their friends. And then it became like a, wow, this is a safe space. We can actually invite our friends here who are also on that self-discovery journey, who are on that self-development journey as well. So to go straight into it, the first thing I want to kind of get everybody to understand is something that I always do with all of my clients. And it's something that I started doing probably now 6-7 years ago. And that is becoming a student of your calendar. And I know some of you guys have heard me batter and say this so much on my content through the conversations that I have. But when people see my calendar, or when people see why I'm so consistent, it's because of a few main reasons. Number one is I'm accountable to my calendar, which means I know in the next 7 days, I know exactly what I want to do. I know what's happening in my life in the next 7 days, whether it's meeting a friend, whether it's this event, whether it's a meeting, whether it's a client call, whatever it is, it's all on my Google Calendar, all nicely color coded because I'm a perfectionist as well. So that organizational part of me also comes into my brain because I'm more of a creative and more of a visual learner. I don't really like reading books. I listen to books. So I consume a lot of books. For those of you guys that are part of my my newsletter, 3 Growth Gems, you'll know like every week there's a new book. And I consume those books every single week because I listen to them. Whether I'm like walking around, going somewhere, gym, wherever, like I'm always consuming books. So when I have a conversation with someone, I surprise myself sometimes, guys. And that's the power of reading, like consuming books. How? Because sometimes when I have a conversation with people, I say something so wise, even I'm just thinking, where the hell did that come from, Sadiq? That is not you, dude. That did not come from you, but it actually subconsciously came from something I listened to in one of these books. It is so powerful, guys. I cannot genuinely recommend it enough. Like just personal development is what changed my life, right? So if none of you are working on your self-improvement journey, if you're not working on your personal development, your professional development, if you're not learning new skills every single day, then you're not growing. You're not leveling up your life. So you might have come across that saying, why is nothing ever happening for me? Why is everything always happening for them? Or why is everybody else becoming successful? Or how are they becoming more confident? Or how did my friend overcome her challenges and I'm still stuck in this rut? I can't get over my ex. I can't get over my family member. I can't get over this challenge that I had. But other people in the world around you have done it. They've overcome those challenges, which means you can too. That's the concept of being human. We're all gonna be having challenges and obstacles in our life. I want to quickly insert a little story here, right? Because this happened literally fresh in my mind and it just happened before we started. So I went around the corner because as you guys know, I'm still hustling for another spot, right? So I'm a hustler, man. I'm going around. I'm just like, I need all the beautiful people part of the community. I need to make sure that we all have a space that is permanent and that we can all grow in a way that I don't have to stress anymore. I don't have to worry about where we're going to be next week. Whereas that's what's been happening for the longest time. Long story short, I met a guy around the corner in a building that I saw advertised on Instagram like a year ago. And I've been trying to look for that building, believe it or not. In December, I was looking for that building because they have a rooftop that has a co-working space. But there's an inside area and an outside area. But I went inside the reception and spoke to this guy. Marco was his name. I'm never going to forget him because he has no social media. He didn't give me his contact details. He's like, he always said to me after our amazing little 5-minute conversation with him, after I asked him about what's upstairs, and he goes, "Oh, it's JLL, like the real estate company. They own the building." I was like, "Wow, is it possible for me to like go up?" And it's like, "Oh no, it's like all private space." Okay, cool. How do I get like information from them? Just contact JLL. Okay, cool. Then I started talking to him. Where are you from? He said, everybody thinks I'm Lebanese because he does look like Arab. And then he said, I'm from Cyprus. So we just had a quick conversation. I told him what I do. He told me what I do, what he does. And then he said, I really like your energy, Sadiq. There's something about you. And I was like, yeah, thank you. Like I'm very ambitious and I've got a long way to go, but I definitely want to change the world in my own way. So he said, I'm so proud of you. Like, he's an older guy. So he's like, I'm so proud of you and keep it up because people in the world need someone like you. You can be the light to someone's darkness. And I was like, thank you. Like, I really appreciate the guidance and support. Then he goes to me, never forget one thing, Sadiq, because I've been through all this stuff in my life. And he said, never forget one thing. In your life, in the community stuff you're doing, in these events that you want to host, don't always make everything about you. He said, make it about the people and everything. Your dreams will all come a reality based on making their dreams a reality. And that just stuck with me. I was like, and he said, have you wrote a book? And I said, not yet. It's definitely part of my goals. He goes, the next time I see you, if you haven't got a book, I don't want to talk to you ever again. That's all he said. He just left me like that. I was like, what? Seriously? Because it's like your book is like your legacy. You can leave a book behind when you're no longer here. People can read about your story and your journey and your life, and they can connect with you and they can relate to you. So I just wanted to mention that why. Because he said something so powerful that clicked in my brain that made me realize that whatever we do in our life, that's why I always say, right? It's not always about us. Yes, self-love and self-care always comes first, right? You still have to look after yourself before you can serve others. But once you're in a community environment, it's about offering and adding value to others. It's about giving someone something first to build the relationships that they feel like, wow, this person like really cares. They just gave me this thing. They just added this much value. I was struggling with this challenge in my business and they just gave me the solution just like that for free. And I would have had to pay like $1,000 for a consultant for that. Oh, cool. I'll just tell you how to do it. Yeah, just do this, do this, do this. That's it. If you want to work with me deeper though, like that's another story, but in the sport, you can still give value to people. So that's why visualization, manifesting things in your life will only come because of the thoughts and the ideas in our head. And I know every single one of you sitting here and all of you at home, you guys all have these big aspirations and goals for 2025. I know because I've spoken to so many of you. So many of you guys want to start new things, want to do a podcast, whether that's a job, whether that's a new career, a new business you want to start, something creative that you all have inside of you. But the only thing stopping you is fear. That is the biggest like blockage for most people. It's fear of something, whether it's failure, other people's opinions and judgments, but you're fearful of something. And the only way to overcome fear, unfortunately, is to do that which you fear, is to do the things that you're scared of. So I really want everybody, like in 2025, the first thing to focus on, write down all your fears. So get a piece of paper, put a line down the middle. On the left-hand side, put fears. And on the other side, you put wins. So one side, fear, you write down every single thing you're scared to do, everything you're scared of. Just write it down. Even if it's spiders, just put it there. Okay? Because one day, believe it or not, there are people who are scared of spiders who overcome that fear. Whereas people like me who are scared to jump out of the helicopter to do skydiving, but I promise you guys one day you will see my first skydiving video from Dubai. That's the space, that's the place, that's where I'm going to do it from. I already put it out there. So when it happens, oh yeah, remember when Sadiq said that at his event? Yeah, because I say things, but the difference between me and most people is I do it. I make it happen whilst other people just watch it happen. And that's the biggest thing that we have to all remember in life is people want to be around action takers. They want to be around people who do things. They don't want to be around people who just sit there and say, oh, wouldn't it be nice to do this? Wouldn't it be nice to start this company one day, start this business, start this podcast, start posting on social media? Wouldn't it be nice? But who is ever going to come and push you? Because I promise you guys, nobody's coming. Mel Robbins always says it, right? She says, nobody's coming to save you. And it's true. Nobody is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. But that doesn't mean you can't ask for help. And something that I've always encouraged in the community is ask for guidance, ask for help. I know so many of you guys have reached out to me, and again, because I haven't had time, I haven't been able to give everybody that one-on-one time. But I promise you, at some point, I want to get to know every single one of you on a one-on-one level because I care. You've spent your time, your value, your life part of this. So what are you taking away from it, right? If you're not networking with everybody, then what value are you actually taking away? So the first thing I wrote down was the 7-day calendar thing. So please, if none of you guys use your calendar, just open a Gmail account, just get Google Calendar, download the app on your phone, and this is what I always do with my clients. Just fill it in based on like how you live your life. When you wake up, when you have to go to your job, or when you start your business hustle, or when you go to the gym, or when you have to cook, do the chores, cleaning, everything, like every little thing, write it down in your calendar. Put it with the timings, put it with color codes. Believe me, guys, it does help. Because when the calendar suddenly keeps pinging you every single half an hour or an hour, it's the whole point is going to ping you to remind you that, hey, you've got that appointment. Hey, you've got to go to the gym. It becomes your accountability coach. So I've been doing this for like more than 5 years, and I promise you guys, it's helped me in my business, in my life, with the relationships that I have, with everything. Because I know, and again, don't get overwhelmed and like fill in the whole year. This is what the biggest mistake is. Only the next 7 days. So just focus on the next 7 days, and like 7-day blocks at a time. Before you know it, 52 weeks are going to go, and the end of the year is going to be here. 2025, you're going to look back and say, damn, because I had stuff in my calendar, I got so many things done. But if I didn't have anything in my calendar, nothing would have got done. So number one thing I wanted to share today was become a student of your calendar, because it will help you to stay accountable to the goals that you want to achieve this year, to the things that you want to do, to the tasks and the priorities that you have. And the second thing that I want to add to the calendar is a concept from a book by Brian Tracy called Eat That Frog. And what it basically means is starting off in the calendar, starting off by doing the hardest thing first. Because the hardest thing is always the thing that we procrastinate the most. We look at it and we're like, wait, that can wait for tomorrow. I'll do that one tomorrow. I'll do that one tomorrow. But if you can do the hardest thing in the beginning in the morning, and you get that email out the way, that call, that gym session, whatever it is, if you can get the hardest thing out of the way, it sets you up for success of the day, because it encourages you to, you get excited. You're like, oh my days, like I'm so proud of myself. I went to the gym today. I feel a little bit healthy, or I'm so proud of myself that I did that call. I've sent that hard email that I had to send. But when you do the hardest thing, it gives you a sense of accomplishment that allows you to go to the next step. Because then when you look at the second thing on your calendar on your list, that's not so hard actually. I don't mind doing that. No worries. I'll actually get that done. So 7 days a week calendar, and then focus on doing the hardest thing every single day first, and then going down the list or following your calendar accordingly. Okay. The second thing, when you do write down goals, again, this is very like, I'm kind of controversial on this part, because a lot of people follow the SMART goal system. Like in Google, and if you go to work, if you're working in a business, any of the big companies, they will always talk about the SMART goals. I'm not a big fan of the SMART goals. I've done it, I've tried it. For me specifically, my personality type, my creativity, the style of how I live my life doesn't really work for me, because I'm super spontaneous. How many of you guys are like spontaneous? Like you just randomly want to do something. Like I met you guys from the Threads. I met some of these guys from Threads, and we randomly just did a walk around London Bridge because I felt like it. I just wanted to do it. It's Christmas time. The lights were out. I just wanted to take everybody out. I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not? Like, why not just meet strangers in London from Threads, since it's like the only platform like bringing me new people right now and like working organically. Why not make the most of it and meet these people in person, so that way I can stay in touch with them and they have a better memory about the energy they spent with me. That's the most important thing, right? The in-person energy here with you beautiful people, I'm sure they at home are like, man, we wish you were in that we work with them right now. We wish we attended earlier. We wish you were there in London right now. Because the in-person energy is powerful, and we can all feed off each other. That's why they say like confidence is contagious, right? Because you can gain that off other people. If you're someone that doesn't really believe in yourself too much, or you have low self-esteem, low self-confidence, the only way to overcome that little challenge is to borrow that belief from someone else. Go around people in a community that has energy and surround yourself with them. You got to change up your environment sometimes if you want to build on the energy and the encouragement of what you want to do in your life. So instead of following the SMART system, I follow something called a PACT. It's called PACT goals. So it stands for purposeful, actionable, consistent, and then trackable. Because for me, those four things are actually the most important when it comes to setting a goal. It has to be a purposeful goal. I have to know that, okay, I want to build how to human community. That's a goal of mine, right? Okay. Why? Because it's so purposeful for me. I love doing this. As crazy as I look doing it and setting it all up and having all of you guys watch me go up and down, I love it. It brings me so much fulfillment. After everybody's here and I'm sitting down now, I'm calm and I can be here present with you, I can actually start focusing on giving the most amount of value to every single one of you here because of your time and your that's precious. You could be doing so many things right now. You could be at a party right now. You could be listening to music. You could be watching a podcast. You could be watching Netflix. You can be watching Squid Games. But you're here. You do, and you guys chose to be here. Hopefully, no one forced you and dragged you here. But you chose to be here today. Why? Because you thought maybe I might meet some cool people today. Maybe I'll find some new people to network with. Maybe I'll meet some new friends. Maybe I'll find a client eventually. And I promise you guys, this is a place because it's so safe, because we're all so like minded, because we're so ambitious, because we're all creative. We will always find a way to help each other. And it might not be straight away. We'll have to all have patience. But even if it took me 1.5 years for me and Joel to have this kind of relationship now, where people look at both of us and like, why? How did you guys meet? Because it's so random. Like a mindset performance coach and a community builder is like cool buddies and friends of like Asian Elon Musk. And in London, believe me, like he doesn't, he won't tell you this because he's too humble. But when he goes into like the IOD buildings, he knows the government, like he knows people in the government, he knows people in the parliament, like he knows all these politicians and all these like important people that we are going to need access to in the future, in our businesses, in our ventures, for funding, whatever it is. And he has the knowledge to teach us. So for me, I look at him as my mentor because he's going to teach me a lot of things on how to build this. Plus, he's sponsoring it, so he will actually give us tips now on other spaces, other venues, other avenues I can take to keep growing this. But you see, like, you just need to meet one person like that can change your life. And some of you guys actually met him the other day when we went for a random birthday, random party thing. A few of the guys at the community actually came up and we went and met him. And then they ended up in Leicester Square drinking mulled wine together. And I was thinking, what the hell is going on here? Like, because they have a clue like me who he is until they went back and throw on LinkedIn. They're like, oh damn, like this guy is important. Like he's a big influential person in London. But what I love about him is the fact that one day when I become like in that kind of influential space, I want to be like him. I want to stay a servant leader like he is. I want to stay a person that's this same Sadiq that's sitting here right now. I don't want you guys to meet me 10 years from now because it's a huge platform and community now. You're like, oh yeah, remember coming to that guy's first WeWork Canary Wharf thing and he's so arrogant now and look at him with all his money and his Rolex and this and that. Like, I don't want people to think like that of me. Why? Because I want you guys to see how I'm building this and see what I'm doing through my actions. But the most important thing is I want you to remember how I still was. This same guy. I'm still the same douchebag when I grow. When I get up there, I'm still the same old funny douche guy. Because that's just the authenticity that I have. That's just who I am. I don't want to pretend to be someone that I'm not. I want to be around people who actually want to be around me rather than being around people that we're forced to be around. Okay, so the pact goes. So it has to be purposeful. It has to have some kind of a deeper why and a meaning towards it. The action steps, it has to have action steps alongside it. So when you put the goal down, you put a few, like 2 to 3 action steps to that goal. What are you going to do to progress? Like what few little bricks are you going to lay to build that building? Don't focus on the building, focus on the foundations, focus on building the little blocks at the bottom, step by step, small things at a time. So action steps. Then the consistency, as you guys know, or most of you guys know now, my middle name is consistency. Why? Because I've been posting on social media for like 8+ years and I never missed a day. That is consistency. And I don't need to prove that to you. Just go and have a look and you'll see, sheesh, this guy has been 3,000 plus posts on Instagram. So if you want to say it like that, 3,000 plus posts later, I'm here. So if you want to be successful in whatever you're doing right now, go and consistently post more on social media. You will meet the right people along that journey. So purposeful, actionable, action steps. The consistency has to be there. If you struggle with consistency, then you need accountability. You need someone to help you and guide you for accountability, because accountability to your consistent efforts and actions is going to help you progress. And of course, lastly, trackable. Have some way of tracking it. Everybody has their own way. There's no specific way. Remember, when you set goals, there's no specific way. You just set the goals how you want to set the goals. There's no specific thing that I can tell you, that they can tell you, that this is the only way. Like how people say smart goals are the best goals. It's the only one that works. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work for everybody. So find what works for you, but find a way to track it, whether it's like a Google document or whether it's, my personal favorite is my calendar. You can literally, I looked back at my 2024 calendar and I saw all the things that happened and I was like, damn, like we never take time to reflect on how much we actually got done, because time goes so quick that when it's the end of the year and everybody's excited and it's Happy New Year time, we don't actually look back and say, what did, like, we feel like nothing happened. Oh, it was another crap year. Nothing really happened. Nothing changed. But if you had a calendar and you looked at how many things you did based on what you inputted in the calendar on a 7-day weekly basis, you'll be shocked at like, damn, I did this. Even if it was like, someone saying, I first ever time I went to a networking event. Like, that's something to be proud of. That's something to be happy, because a lot of people don't have the confidence to do that. They don't actually go to events because they're scared, or they have social anxiety, or they lack self-esteem. So every time we look back in our year, we can actually reflect and find things to be proud of. But most of us, we focus on the negative. Oh, we beat ourselves up about, we didn't tick that goal off, we didn't do that goal, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. And then we let the negativity kind of take over our mind. So have a way to track it. And that's, in my opinion, the best way to set goals, using the PACT system, because it's purposeful, it's actionable. You can actually find ways to be consistent or ask for guidance to be more consistent. And then you can actually just have a system and a way to track it. Because believe it or not, actually the tracking part is the most important part. It's the only way you can look back and say, and like see everything. If I just worked with my one-on-one clients and at the end of 3 months or 6 months or a year, once I finished working with them, I was like, great, well done. Like you hit your goals, everything's good. They're gonna be like, okay, cool, like great, yeah, thank you so much, coach. I really appreciate it. But it's like, where's like like a report, or where's like a thing that I can show people? Like when you go to university, you get a certificate. But with a coaching situation, in my kind of space, is like they need something that they can look back on and be like, damn, like this, like a tracking system. There's something that, these are all the things I did starting 3 months ago or 6 months ago, and what Sadiq helped me on to overcome these obstacles and challenges. Now I've hit the goal based on doing all these things. So that's really, really important. The next thing is time management. So it kind of coexists with the calendar, because if you can be accountable and a student of your calendar, then you're also going to be very, very like able to be accountable to your calendar, to your timetable. Sorry. So if your calendar is all set up in a 7-day week, you can actually stay focused on getting the action steps done, getting the priorities, eating the frog, and doing the hardest thing first. And before you know it, 7 days are going to go past. By the end of the week, on a Sunday or a Saturday or a Monday, you look at your calendar, you're like, okay, wow, I've ticked up quite a lot of things this week, because I knew what I was doing in the next 7 days. But once you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be la la land. You're going to be floating around like, oh yeah, party, this, that, let's go out, let's have fun, whatever. Oh, I'll get back to that. I just want to finish off this series first. Your series is not going to pay your bills. The series is not going to help you achieve your goals or your dreams. It's fine, you can do it, but time management. I still watch series. I already watched the Squid Game season 2. How can I, who's someone so busy, still find the time to do that? My calendar. I know the exact day and the time in my calendar that I have free time, that I can just chill. Because Sadiq also needs to chill, right? I'm human, remember? I know I've got a lot of energy, but I'm still human, and I'm an introvert at heart, even though I'm an ambivert, which means I can tap into both. At default state, introvert. I want to like disappear after, when I need my own time to recharge and re-energize. And introverts are known for that. Why? Because we are able to give so much. But why? Because we recharge too. We have to recharge the same as your phone battery has to recharge at the end of every single day, or multiple times for some of you guys. Where's my power bank? Like, I need to go charge my phone. So yeah, it's just important, like, to have time management. And the things that I wrote down here was exactly the same as what I just shared. You have to become a student of your calendar, because that helps you stay accountable to your time on a day-to-day basis. And then eat that frog, like doing the hardest thing first. It's so important, guys. Like, I can't stress it enough. And I really want everybody watching or that's here with me right now, if you want this year to be one of the best years of your life, and really you want it to be one of the best, most implementable, actionable years of your life, be accountable to your calendar and come back to me at the end of 2025, December 31st, and say, Sadiq, because of that thing you taught us on this 9th of January about time management, you kept on like hammering that at us. We followed your advice and we went and sorted out our calendar and we stayed accountable to our calendar and we set those packed goals. And we actually did a lot this year compared to last year. I can promise you guys, some of you guys will come to me in a few months from now and be like, the calendar's changing my life. Because I hear it from my clients all the time. They always, the first thing I make them do is the calendar. I need to synchronize my calendar with theirs. So I know their schedule, they know my schedule. So we know when the calls are, we know when, they need guidance and support. But that's because we're accountable to each other. They know my life, I know their life. So we're able to help support each other on a much more deeper level. So time management. Okay, the second last one is how to build your self-confidence and self-belief. Because I know a lot of people struggle with that when it comes to the New Year resolutions, the New Year goals that we set. Believe it or not, guys, what is it, 9th of January today? In a few more days, some people have given up already. They've stopped going to the gym that they promised they're gonna do. They stopped eating healthy. They've already started alcohol again, even though they said I'm not gonna drink this year. They still started again. All the bad habits they said they're not gonna do, and they're gonna promise themselves. They had no coach, no accountability, no support, no community, nobody to hold them accountable. There's actually a day, I forget what day it was in the calendar, but I think it was like this a week and a half into the new year. There's actually I didn't even know this apart from like a few days ago when I figured it out, and I saw someone post about it. There's actually a day in the calendar called Quitters Day. Quitters Day. I didn't even know that exists because there's too many days out there now. There's Mother's Day, Father's Day. There's all types of days, but there's actually a day called Quitters Day. That's the day they actually announce, I quit. Forget the New Year's resolutions. I freaking quit. I don't want to do it. I give up. I just carry on my life. Whatever happens will happen. But the most important thing about that is to understand, like, why would you quit on yourself, even though you just promised yourself a few days ago that you told yourself you're gonna do that. Nobody hold a gun to your head and said you have to do this. You have to, get rid of those bad habits. You told yourself, which means you're not a very disciplined person because you already gave up on yourself in a few days in the new year. I had someone message me the other day, off like it's like a random just came to my head on TikTok. Someone messaged me saying on one of my videos, they said about that video, oh, I've already given up on the goals. Forget it. It's not gonna happen. This was a few days ago on my TikTok. I just saw a request. I was like, oh, who's this? Someone like on TikTok come and message me. From that video, they came and messaged me literally saying, oh, I already yeah, forget it. I already gave up. And I went and started talking to them. That's the type of person I am. And I'm curious. Like, I want to know why. Hey, why did you stop? Why did you give up? What happened? Tell me. I want to know. I either want to learn from you or I want to be able to inspire you to help you keep going. Because something stopped him based on whatever's happening in his life, right? So I wanted to understand what happened in your life. Why did you already give up and you only just set that goal a few days ago? So it's important for us to understand that. Why? Because we always tell ourselves we're going to do something in our life, but we never follow through. And one of my mentors a long time ago, he said something so powerful, stuck with me since now. He said, two of the easiest things to do in life. Number one is to start something new. So easy. Oh, I'm gonna start a podcast, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, start a new job, start a new business. Easy to start something. Quit something, even easier. Just give up, just like this guy. Give up, quit, easy peasy as well. Those are the two things. The hardest thing to do in life is the middle part called maintenance, consistency. To maintain something in our life and our goals and our ambitious dreams that we have is the hardest thing that most people are never going to be able to do. So for me, that's why I always focus, even if I've failed everything else, Sadiq has to show up and be consistent. Whether it's that damn post I have to post, whether I'm in Malta, whether I'm in London, whether I'm in Dubai, South Africa, wherever I go, a post has to go out. Whether it's going to be a quote, something inspirational, a video, whatever. But I made the promise to myself 8-9 years ago that when I started posting and making videos, when I stopped worrying about everyone else's opinion and I just focused on doing what I truly love, I made the commitment to me. Why would I give up on myself? Why would I let myself down? Because I already knew that no one else is going to come save me. My mom don't care. You just living your life. Dad don't care. Sisters don't care. They're just living their life. They're not really bothered about what you're doing unless you go and ask them for help or support. But most people in your life, guys, they don't care. And I remember one of the meetups I shared, right? You're only going to have this hand fist of people left with you by the time we all are no longer here on the world. This is like this many people, if not less, are still going to be with you till the end of the destination. Because our life is like a train ride, right? People get in, they come, they follow you, they take some stuff from you, they extract from you, they use you, they do this, they do that, they screw you over, whatever. And then they get off the stops. So those are the lessons that you learn in your life. And by the end of the train ride, there's only going to be a few people that stick with you till the end of the destination. For me, that is so important because it reminds me that no matter what you're doing in your life, you're always going to have people that want to be your friends, that want to extract from you, that want to take guidance from you. So why did I make one of the most important things in how to human community be servant leadership and to be a win-win? Because I already know this in my brain, right, from my own experiences. I know that people always come to me because I've got a lot of energy, I'm a good person, I've got a good heart, so they want to extract everything from me. But if I didn't learn how to set boundaries and say no, and learn how to say no to people, then I would be not this Sadiq sitting here. I would be depleted, low energy, miserable Sadiq, and you guys would not want to be my friend. Nor would you be inspired to be part of this community. Like the geezer that runs this community is so miserable. What the hell is he doing? What's going on, right? But I have to be like the battery, charging you guys up every single week we have an event, right? And the best thing about our community, though, in my opinion, my favorite thing is the fact that Yelena gets to speak. You know, it's the fact that Tiri's going to speak on it. It's the fact that Nachi's going to speak on it. It's the fact that Salwa's going to speak. Everybody gets the opportunity to sit right here and speak, so you can learn and grow and evolve on your own skill sets. That's the whole point of the community, is to help everybody go together to the top. But the only way to do that is when you have some level of influence with people. So public speaking, building relationships, communication as a whole is so important for us. And because I've learned how to do that over the last decade, I'm trying my best right now to help other people do that. And the only way I can think of was a community like this. It's not easy, I'll tell you that. It's not easy to build a community and to do it like this, where you can have a space, where you can organize everything, where you can have mistakes and failures happen. But if you're committed and you're serious and you really want to make it happen, you can make it happen. There's someone like saying that. I remember I had this conversation with Tiri. Tiri's here online. He lives in Nottingham, right? I had the conversation with Tiri, I think, probably like, I'd say like maybe 14, 15 weeks ago. Just before I started the community, like a few weeks before that, I had a chat with Tiri online. But I think it was in person when he came. But I was just telling, he was saying to me, like, in Nottingham, it's so hard for him to find his community, his people. And everybody's like too social. Every time he goes on Eventbrite, it's always a social drinking club, run clubs, that kind of stuff. Some of these things he wasn't really into, so he couldn't find the right people that are his people who are more calm, more like spiritual, who are more intact with their mind, body, and soul. That's the type of people he wanted to be around. So when he said that to me, that's when it kind of triggered in my head. One of my visions was like to do this community. And I said, remember, Terry, I told you, right? I said, there's only two things you can do, dude. You can either like have a day that you come into London to events because there's more events here. So just, you're working, so it's okay. You can like once a month maybe or twice a month, book a ticket, come to London and go to one of these events because there's plenty of your community here. That's option one. And option two, remember I said, start your own one. Just start your own one. Literally go to the restaurant, go to a cafe, put it on Eventbrite that you're just going to be at this cafe and just invite strangers there and host it as an event. You're not going to get 20 people come on the first one. Trust me. Like the first one, nobody knows you, and Eventbrite pushes your stuff out slowly. So you're going to get maybe 1 or 2 or 3 people come. Better than nobody, though. So I said, there's only two options in all of our lives. You either go and find your community or you start your own one. And believe it or not, guys, I couldn't find my own one in London. Even when I was in Dubai last year, I couldn't find the right people that I wanted to be around because there's even more fake people out there. There's even more takers out there that try to come for your energy and come for your everything. And I could sense that because I'm a super deep empath. So I can feel people's energy and I know who's trying to energy vampire me up and who wants to extract everything from me. Or I know who wants to like genuinely be of service and is kind and generous and wants to give me everything. And I feel, adamant to give them 10 times back more. Right. So anyway, that was like a side story, but it's connected to what I just shared, right? It makes sense because it's so important that when you want to do something, as I had that conversation with him, I don't just talk about it. He literally has saw me build this now over the last 11 weeks. So don't just talk about things, make it happen. And to only the 3 things that I wrote down about building your self-confidence and your self-esteem is number 1, you have to start off by some kind of positive affirmations every day. And I know it's silly. Believe me, it's so dumb when you start doing it for the first time. Going into the mirror or talking to yourself every single morning saying, I am confident. I am amazingly brave. I am super ambitious and bold, and I'm going to achieve all my goals and dreams. Just saying simple things like that, you might think is stupid. But believe it or not, it's proven by science now that is subconsciously sticking to your brain. You saying that over a period of time builds a habit. The habit sticks to your brain. So what happens? The next time you're in a situation where it's a bit awkward, you're supposed to be confident, but you're feeling a little bit shy or introverted or whatever it is, or fear, it just comes from the back of your brain. It just comes to the top of your brain. It's like boom. Remember, you are confident, you are kind, you are amazing, you are bold, you are influential. And when you hear your own brain talk to you like that, you're just suddenly like, you just take action, you just do it, you just be bold. So it's powerful. Those affirmations that you can create for yourself, positive ones every single morning, please do that, because it will help you not just with your own self-love and your own self-care, but it will help you like massively boost your confidence on another level. So that's the first thing. The second one is, if you can't, or you're someone that doesn't really have that much confidence right now, to start with, borrow it from a friend or a coach or someone in your life that has what you want. So whether it's a friend, a colleague, a business partner, whoever it is, just find someone that has what you're lacking and surround yourself with them. Spend time with them. Ask them questions. Ask them how they overcame it. And believe it or not, over spending some time with them around their energy, one day you're gonna switch and they're gonna say something or you're gonna feel something, then it's gonna shift and everything's gonna change. You're gonna be like, damn, like I had the shift many, many years ago when I read the book, I spoke to my friend, boom, Sadiq, why the hell are you caring about what people think about you? Just stop. Who cares about the spot on your head? Who cares about your hair? Who cares about your skin? Who cares about how you look? Just go and live your life authentically, and people are going to forget about the spot on your head. They're going to forget about everything external they see, and they're going to feel your energy and be like, this guy is amazing. Like, I want to be around this guy. He seems like a really genuine, generous, trustworthy, honest person. I want this person in my life. If you can become that friend and that soul and that person for others, I promise you, you're going to attract the people that you're trying to attract right now into your life. The last thing is some level of daily personal development. Like I said earlier, something every day, whether it's a book, a few pages of a book that you read, whether it's a podcast that you listen to, an audio book, a documentary even that's going to educate you around the topic that you're trying to learn, something that is genuinely going to help you improve your mind, your body, and your soul. Because those are the main areas of our life that we have to grow if you want things in your life to change. Because again, nobody's coming, right? So personal development is what changed my life. If there's anything you want to extract from me, just know my answer will always be personal development for the rest of my life. This is going to become a personal development platform. This community is going to become one of the biggest personal growth platforms out there. It's not just going to focus on personal growth. It's going to focus on 10 levels of our human potential. Now, I've got a big vision for this, guys. I'm telling you now, because you're just seeing like me excited sitting here, like talking about this one topic. But you have no idea what my brain is seeing, like how whoever was here from the beginning, like maybe Brody and some of you guys have seen the community grow. It keeps growing every week, even if it's by a few numbers, right? But in my vision, it's like I can see Wembley Arena full up, and I'm like there thinking, what the hell, guys? Like I just started from a hotel lobby attracting people into my life, and now we're here in Wembley Arena. Like I'm speaking here, and I've got all of like these amazing people around me, and they are also going to be the speakers today. How cool would that be, right? How amazing would that be? And I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'll figure it out along the way. But I know that the vision is there, my goals are there, and I take action every single day, and I get the right mentorship and coaching, it will happen. Because I believe in myself, and all of us have to find a way to believe in ourselves more than anyone else can instill into us. I had a friend that always said, I believe in you more, Sadiq. That friend no longer exists in my life. I knew him. He was in my life last year when I was in Dubai, but over this new year, he's no longer in my life. And he's always with the only friend of mine that I had that always said, because he knows I said I delusionally believe in myself so much, dude. Like I don't need to go and get a coach to tell me like do this. Like I just believe in myself and my mission so much because of the personal development that I've done. It's unlocked something in my brain that's like I don't care about people's opinions. I believe in what I'm doing so much. Only the right people will stay on the train ride for me till the end. And I don't know who they're going to be, but it's fine. they're going to know that I really cared about what I'm doing and I really cared about humans. And I wanted to do my best to give my best to everybody. So that friendship, like, I believe in you more delusionally than you believe in yourself, Sadiq. What the hell are you now? If you believed in me that much, you would have been able to solve our friendship challenges that we had, right? But he didn't want to. So he left. So he's gone. It's finished. New chapter, new year, new life. But that's what's going to happen in our life. You're going to constantly, like, you're going to lose people in your life, and it's fine. But we have to learn to keep getting up, keep going, keep staying consistent. Okay, the last thing, accountability. Because as I mentioned many times, so many of you guys, you're going to also write the goals down today. Or when you go back, you're going to, reflect on the session. You're going to reflect on the packed goals. You're going to reflect on what we talked about. But how many of you guys are actually going to take action? How many of you guys are going to stick to everything you write down when you get home? Or you write down the fears on one side and the wins on the other side, and you just, you stick to the fear side for the whole of 2025. Nothing changes. The good news, at least you have us now. All right? At least you have us. So at least someone in the community now, maybe making a good buddy or good system with someone in the community now, since we're all like-minded and we're trying to find ways to help each other in a win-win situation. Maybe you can find your accountability buddy in the community. Someone that you can reflect on, someone that you can bounce ideas off and brainstorm with. Have someone, find someone. I promise you guys, when you join the WhatsApp group, you'll see everybody's nice. I haven't met one not nice person that I've attracted into the event yet. I keep telling everybody that because I believe, no, not you, Nachi. You were just like quiet and shy on the first time I met you, and you were just hard to read. But then we got to know you, and you're actually a super fun soul. So, but like the most important thing that I always try my best to reflect on every single session and every single time I meet new people that come into the community is just that if we can all communicate with each other on a genuine, human, kind, honest level, can you imagine how much of your lives will change? If you just said, hey, Sadiq, we kind of need some guidance and support on this, and I just gave you some value and some tips and you went and implemented it, boom, something could change for you. Or one of you needed help with your business something, or one of you needed help with a job. Like some of you guys have said, right? Some of you guys have reached out to me and said you're looking for a job and stuff, and I introduced you to Joel. I already introduced you to some people. I already have people that I've kind of connected you with. That is the power of networking. If you didn't know me, you wouldn't know Joel. If you didn't know me, you didn't know anybody in this community. And I wouldn't have met none of you guys if it wasn't for Threads and LinkedIn and Eventbrite and these social media platforms. Because believe it or not, you all are strangers who have come from the world of the interwebs. And you all have your own reasons why you came. But you came. You're here right now. Why? You should ask yourself that when you go back home today. Why did I go to that event? Why did I listen to the Asian dude talk? Why did I extract this Asian guy's energy? What half the stuff he said I already forgot. But maybe one thing clicked with you. Maybe the frog thing clicked with you. Like, eat that frog. I'm gonna go check out what the hell that was. He's talking about a frog. Or maybe it's 7 days a week calendar. Because he keeps hammering the calendar. And let me go, let's go try use a calendar. Please, if there's just one thing you take away, guys, just take the thing that resonates with you. Please, just the one thing. Even if everything else didn't make sense, what's the one thing that made sense to you? Implement that one thing, and you will be so proud of yourself by the end of the year. And the fact that you have all of us here to gather, to guide and to support and to help you out. That's the whole point. Shake hands, meet each other, network, get to know each other, go for coffees with each other one-on-one, build the relationship. From the relationship, the magic will happen. Don't focus on your business stuff straight away. That's what I put, right? Don't pitch stop everybody straight away. Because that's how people fail in business and in career and in life. They go and sell themselves so hard to everybody first, when we're supposed to be better listeners than talkers. And that's coming from someone that talks a lot. I also equally am a very good listener. Hopefully, that's what my testimony will say. But you have to learn to do both. So that's basically all I had written for tonight. I know we started so late, and it was all random and it was all shambles. But again, if there's one thing you take away, please go and execute on it. Please go and take action on it. And I promise you guys, we have to all make 2025 the best year of our life. And now we're all here together. We can all find ways to connect with each other. We can all find ways to go and have conversation with each other, whether it's on Zoom, whether it's in person if you're in London. We'll do a lot more cool, fun stuff together. I promise you, it's not going to always be boring sessions like this. Okay. But these boring sessions are actually how you're going to develop. You have to have, I always tell people, you have to have these boring sessions for your personal development. Otherwise, how are you going to sit down, write notes, and actually learn? because it's all well and good to go to an event and just have fun and just socialize and meet a couple new people. But what value did you take from that? I just don't want to go to events that we just only have fun, because that's the same as what Terry was saying. It's just a socializing event. I can go to a bowling again. I can just go bowling with a couple of my friends. That's socializing. That's done. I'm cool with that. But if you want to go and socialize, then find a social club, right? That's where you're supposed to go to socialize. But from our community, we are not always just going to be around. Like, it's only these weekly events or monthly events. It's only these events where we come to learn, because we want to grow, we want to evolve. All of the people that you see that's successful today, they went through the same books, they went through the same mentors and the coaches and the guidance and the internet and all the things that they had. They're learning the same stuff. Believe it or not, I'm just regurgitating everything that I've learned from my last 10 years. It's the same stuff all of you guys know. It's so simple, but yet we still don't implement it in our life. So I just don't want all of you guys to look back at 2025 and be like, oh, we had this community thing, we went to the event, we kind of listened, learned some cool stuff. Yes, Alec's a nice guy, whatever. Met some cool people in How to Human community, whatever. But yeah, nothing really changed for me. You can't blame on other people. You can only blame yourself. Because when you point your finger at someone, there's always 3 pointing back at yourself. So no complaining, no making excuses, no negativity in 2025. Just full on positivity, love, kindness, honesty, community, building relationships, adding value, supporting each other, asking how I can be of service. Because if you don't ask for help, you're never going to receive it on the other side as well. So that's me. That's all I have for today. Good night. I'm going to go home.